Hi, this is Dr. Meg. I talk a lot about how everything in the college admissions process comes down to an inspired college list. But how do you build one? Today, I'm offering 3 creative ideas for getting the process started. Stay tuned. So, my first idea is to look at Frank Bruni's Build Your Own College List that he built for the New York Times in November 2023. The link is below. But his basic idea is that the ranking system for colleges in the US is really flawed. And so this new interactive thing that he built allows students to build their own list based on their values, what matters to them. Are they into, parties, sports? What size school are they interested in? What regions are they looking at? How important is diversity? How important is economic mobility? And so based on all of those, a student can build a list that's tailored for them. And they could build various lists, trying out different things, seeing what comes up. So it's a wonderful tool. Check it out. My second idea, I come back to this a lot, is to really think deeply about weather and climate. Think about where a student is coming from. So if they're really used to a lot of sunshine, like in the Southwest or the West, California, then are they going to suffer from seasonal affective disorder when they go to a place that has cloud cover for 5 months? The thing with cold weather for me with snow is it isn't wearing the warm clothes outside, it's having to lug them around inside. It's just depressing after a while. So think about that. Parents can be an amazing resource for this. Also, is a student really into skiing? Would it be great to be near some slopes? Or do they want an adventure? Do they want to go somewhere really different, a really different climate? Just, really think about this. And for students who are interested in so many things and their college list is 200 schools, sometimes limiting by region can be really helpful. So I like to think about mental health and how climate can really deeply affect that for students. And I try to screen for depression, possible depression in school choices. I think it's a really important thing to think of. It's not shallow. I had a student from LA, but his family was from Russia. And he was like, I've just got to get somewhere with cold weather and snow. He was wilting in LA. And I said, I give you my blessing to go to Chicago or Boston. And he was one of the only LA students that I felt that way about. So, culture and background and family and weather and climate, they all go together. They're part of the story of a family, really. And it's a really important thing to think about when building a list. So my last idea for today is to check out the book American Nations by Colin Woodard. It came out in 2011, and it's about the 11 different regions of the U.S. and the cultural values of each. Now, the idea isn't that everyone in each region thinks the same by any means, but rather that they're a part of this cultural context and history of these values that they either embody or are in reaction to. And it can be a really great way to figure out or think broadly about where a student might thrive culturally. So especially if they want to go far from home, the culture they know. So for instance, Yankeedom, which is in the Northeast area, has the values of education and communal decision-making. So that is kind of helps us understand why there are so many great schools in the Northeast that were founded a long time ago, right? So that's, for a lot of students, that's a place of classic, the college experience with the leaves and the beautiful campuses and all that. So this can be just a creative way to think about different cultures within the culture of the U.S. and where a student might really have a great experience. So my last idea is just to think creatively. That's my biggest note, is that students tend to fall into the familiarity trap and often don't seriously consider schools where they could have a fabulous experience. They've just never heard of them before. So as parents, we can really facilitate this process by modeling that, by doing a ton of research, thinking creatively, being open-minded. Look at international schools, look everywhere. Cast a wide net, and then you can, whittle things down later. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check out my freebies in the notes below. That's all for now. Thanks. I'm Dr. Meg.